Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the show. This is T-Bone logging in with a live stream highlight reel for Euro Trucking Tuesday, the show where you are the guests of a chat show while I truck across Europe. This episode was first broadcast in January 2014, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so last time we drove a Peterbilt and we dropped some tractors off, and then I changed my truck to a Volvo FH16, which is much better, so much better. And I took this truck, and I believe I'm in Gardermoen at the moment. If I check the world map, I believe I'm in Norway. No, actually, correction, I'm in Stavanger. Do apologise. This is a good start, honestly. Anyway, we're in Stavanger, so still got the Let It Snow mod. I'm just seeing what jobs are available. Hello, Miles. It's good to see you. Hopefully, you'll be joined by other people tonight. Right. So let's see what sort of jobs we've got around. So Stavanger. Okay, Stavanger. Well, I've got a Crown X1000 going to Aalborg. That's quite a short job. That's going to Amsterdam. That's going to Bergen. That might be quite good to do, actually, because I know it's a cheap job, but it takes me further into Norway. So, actually, yeah, let's do a nice short job to begin with, I think. So let's take this one up to Bergen. So now you can have a proper look at the truck. So this is my 750 Volvo. I think it's an FH16. But this is lovely. Absolutely beautiful to drive, it has to be said. In comparison to that Peterbilt that I drove on the last stream, I think with the Peterbilt, what I'd have to say is that what you need to do is, if you get that particular mod, you need to have the 10-speed gearbox, I think, because 13 was passable, 18 it didn't pull, and 6 there was such a wide ratio between, I think it was 4th and 5th, that it just didn't want to know. But there we go. Alright, I've got to figure out how to get out of this quarry. That's always a good start. That would be a good start as well. If you're wondering what that sound is, that's because, unfortunately, my office is right next to the hot water tank. So there's not much I can do about that, I'm afraid. Anyway, how are you keeping, Miles? I hope you've been okay and you've been keeping yourself busy, as it were. I know my work pattern recently has been fairly busy. I could think of a carol to sing at this point, but I'll probably get content ID'd by YouTube. Well, it's probably because, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've actually done a bit of an experiment. What I've done is I'm actually streaming in 1080p, and I'm seeing whether I can do that, and also whether it's stable and all the rest of it. So, yeah, there's probably going to be a bit of a gap, because now I'm streaming in a higher quality. It means I need higher bitrate, which means I need a bigger buffer size. It all snowballs, but I think ultimately it will lead to better quality videos, because the rest of them were all in 720, which was fine. There was nothing wrong with that, but I'm looking to see where I can up the production values on my channel if I can. And as for me, work's been ticking along. I edited... as far as my channel's concerned, I edited one of the live streams. I've edited part of the Euro truck that I did recently. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. So part 1's up there. Part 2's got to go up there yet. But I don't think there's many edits in that, so that should be a bit quicker. There's also Game 1 and Game 2 of Bloodbowl I've got to do. Unfortunately, the stream I did on Sunday, it didn't record. Of all the things, it didn't record. So I was a bit annoyed with that. It was my own fault. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm still getting used to this new sound setup, as you might gather. But it's definitely paying dividends, because when I edited the... Oh, there goes the lamppost. Right. When I edited the Euro truck that I did recently, the sound quality was much better. I mean, I could hear a marked improvement, and it's all thanks to all this audio investment, which is great. You know, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted an improvement in audio because at the end of the day, I'm a bit of an audiophile. Don't take that the wrong way. But for me, I like things to sound good. The only thing is, this Volvo is incredibly quiet. To the point where... that's probably better. What I do have to remember, though, if I do that, is I have to turn it down for the music. When I go into other screens. Oh, you've just seen me hit that lamppost. But I'm definitely getting there with this setup. I mean, I did a bit of, believe it or not, I'm getting to the point where I'm actually doing rehearsal before I even start broadcasting. Make sure everything works, everything is as it should be. So I am starting to get into that kind of mentality, which is good actually. I think that's a good thing. And certainly when I edited my last stream, my last Euro Truck stream, I actually... I'm trying to work out what the very nice comment is. Okay, so let's see. Job offer. Right, so it was the job to Bergen we were going for, so let's take that one. Oh, we've also got a boat going to Oslo. That pays a heck of a lot more, actually, and it's more interesting. But actually, the road to Bergen's lovely, so I'll take that one. And I'm going to have to wait an age to find out what that very nice comment is. Oh, you mean the stream's so far behind? Right. I don't know what that timeout was for. Moobot, what are you doing? I know Moobot's being very harsh on you. I'm not sure why. There you go. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My little present from me to you. Well, I thought, you know what, you've done a fair bit of promotion, and there was one point where I think it was one of the other streams, and I had several people come in, and they were all enjoying it. It was great. Loved it. And I thought, yeah, you know what, yeah, Miles, definitely mod material. Yes, indeed, and a Happy New Year. I'll have to edit that now, because all of a sudden, Content ID, you've used copyrighted music. How dare you? Although I was fortunate, the content ID claim that I had was released. So I'm very grateful that's been released. The silly thing with that one was it was on a piece of royalty-free music, and I had the license. I credited the artist. It's on a Creative Commons license. It was still flagged for a Content ID, but I just sent it back and said, nope, absolutely not. Not taking that. Right, Mortavika to Arsvagen. I'll leave you to make your own puns and double entendres on that one, I think. Yeah, the delays are more of a Twitch thing than anything else, and I think they've made it even worse recently, which doesn't help. It means you have to make your comments a bit more specific in some ways, or you have to sort of relate it to what I've said. In a way that makes sense. Actually, hang on. Can I sleep around here? I think I can. There's a rest point, isn't there? It's lagging, is it? Well, weirdly, I haven't dropped any frames whatsoever on this side. It's absolutely stable. So, I don't know what's going on there. Although the thing is because I'm now streaming in 1080p, the bitrate has gone up quite a bit. It was around... You needed about before you needed a connection of about 2.5 megabits. Now you need probably one about 3.5 to 4 to get a stable to get the actual quality and get the stream so it's running nicely. That's the payoff. It means that the actual bit rate that I'm streaming at now is much higher. So I don't know if I'll get anybody else in. I mean, I did do a fair bit of promotion on Twitch. Sorry, not on Twitch, on Twitter. Has to be said. I'm thinking with Twitch, though, what I will do is I'll actually leave it so that it automatically sends a full version of the broadcast up onto my channel. And then I'll do the edits, and those will go up onto YouTube. And yes, I know I've been behind with my edits, but I am getting there. It was annoying, though, that I didn't get that Bloodbowl game on Sunday, because that went really well. I actually ended up with a draw against the Goblin team, and I was really pleased with that. And I bought a new player as well. Wesley Crusher is now in the team. He's one of the linemen, so he's not unlike the others, which are all just red shirts that tend to get killed off at the end of the episode. We've actually got Wesley Crusher. We've actually got Wesley Crusher. I am thinking of having a Goblin team as well, kind of in honor of Total Biscuit, this one. But what I'm thinking of doing with that is I might call it something like the Biscuit Tin. Anything new planned for Flight Sim? Right. Well, for Flight Sim, I did a flight from Manchester to Heathrow, but unfortunately it wasn't recorded. But I will probably redo that flight because it wasn't recorded. Otherwise, the main thing I need to do is get my captain's rank, because the problem I've got at the moment is that every flight is an Airbus, and it's going to be European. There's no real other variation. So that's probably what I'm going to do there. What I am thinking, though, Miles, is of actually streaming some air traffic control. I might take a position like Birmingham Radar or Birmingham Approach, as it were, and see who flies in. So what we might be able to do between the two of us is potentially you could stream the flight, I could stream the ATC, and it means both you get people to your stream who want to watch the flight, and you'll get me controlling you guys coming into Birmingham, and it means I'll get the ATC side of it. So who knows, we could get some really interesting stuff with that. It's just an idea I've got sort of in my head. I think that would be quite cool. So effectively, it would be a flying event. I mean, I'd have to clear it with... I don't know if I'd have to clear it as a fly-in. I mean, you know, as for all, I'm talking to the CEO of British Blue Virtual. I'm sure you could work it out your end, but then I'd have to work it out at our end. And when you're within the Northern RTS, and see whether I could get in touch with the events manager and say, right, okay, we're planning this and we're going to stream it as well. I think that'd work quite well. I suppose the other thing that's occurring to me, I mean, as much as I love Flight Sim 10 and it's stable, sorry, Flight Sim 2004, and it's stable and it works and it runs at 50, 60, it looks like it runs like a train. I am thinking of maybe biting the bullet and going back up to Flight Sim 10, but see whether I can actually get the frame rate stable. Certainly stable enough to do a stream with on 1080p. I mean, to give you some idea of the setup that I've got at the moment, I've actually got 3 1080p monitors on my desk, which is linked to my desktop, so I can actually game in Eyefinity if I wanted, which is great for stuff like Flight Sim or any sort of racing games or even truck simulation. Euro Truck in 5760 by 1080 is great. It looks a bit odd on stream because you just get one screen of it, but for me it's brilliant. Okay, well, there's definitely some mini reviews that have got to be done. I started with Arkham City purposefully. Arkham Asylum purposefully, because what I'm going to do is I'll do a review of Arkham City and then I'll do a review of Arkham Origins. So it means you can see all 3 games in context. And then I'll probably do the next series like that. So you never know. I might even do something like Lara Croft and do Tomb Raider. And start with the original Tomb Raider as a review and then carry on up from there. Because I've got the entire pack. I think the other thing for Flight Simulator, the one thing I am planning is a Flight Sim tutorial, which I'm really looking forward to doing. I think that would be really good. What other projects have I got? There's other sort of wheels in motion as well. Outside of gaming and everything else, One of the things I do is sound engineering, in case you hadn't guessed. But I do sound engineering in my spare time, and that tends to be at church. Now, I'm looking to do a tutorial video for them, and it's been mooted at... I came up with the idea, it's then gone up to the powers that be, and they've all gone, yes, please do it. Great, fantastic. Equipment? So I've got to think about that side of it. So I might have to buy a shotgun mic and a field recorder. They've got a HD camera, which is good, so I can record the camera footage that I need. I suppose the reason I thought about doing it that way, Miles, is it means I'm, at least then, if I'm controlling approach, I'm guaranteed some traffic. Because I'm sure you've experienced it, and I've experienced it, where you control for 2 hours and you get one aircraft or none. And it's completely dead that night. And for a stream, that would be completely dead. You know, it wouldn't be very entertaining to watch, and I'd just ditch the footage. You know, and then people would then say, "Oh, right, he's doing that." No, I'm not going to watch. Which is a shame, because when you get a good lot of traffic, oi, matey, give way. Also, it means it gives you and you guys at British Blue Virtual an event potentially. I mean, it'd be good. I'll tell you what would be really good, Miles, if you could plan it so that the routes were both coming from the north and the south. That'd be fantastic, because then I'd have traffic. I'd have to integrate the traffic. I may even have to get a director on. So then I'll be doing the approach and hold. I'll be doing I'll be doing the approach and holds, and then the final approach will be done by a director, which is rare you see at Birmingham, it has to be said. Oh, good luck with that one. Sandvikvarg to Halgem or Halheim. I thought you might see what I mean when I was coming up with that idea. Because otherwise, what could happen, Miles? You could sit on ground. I'll sit on approach. I mean, what we could do is I could add you to Skype, and we could be talking to each other that way, because I've actually got all that set up as well. So I've got Skype set up on my laptop, so that's a separate audio feed, and it means I can do that, and we can talk to each other that way. Although I do need to set up a dedicated Skype for all this lot, rather than and have a personal Skype and as it were a gaming Skype. I think that would be quite good. Because who knows where it'll go. I mean, the one thing that I've noticed is that my Twitch isn't growing too badly. I mean, I'm up to 41 followers now. My YouTube, though, it stayed at 11 subscribers, and it's not going anywhere fast, which is annoying. Very annoying. I mean, there was a chap who followed me recently who's got a gaming channel, and I thought, well, I could reach out to this guy and promote him, but then I looked at his stuff and I thought, no, not the sort of stuff I want to promote, to be fair. If I'm going to promote a channel, it's going to have good production values. It's not going to be sort of somebody screaming over a microphone, or, you know, lots of foul language or anything like that. Not interested in that sort of content. No, definitely not. That's not the sort of stuff I want to promote. Because at the end of the day, I believe that's not the reason why people come to my channel. At least I hope not. You know, I want to be able to make content that people want to watch, partly for the game, but also partly for me, and what I'm trying to do. If you let me know, plan hidden full together. Cool. Plan to do it. I'll get 4 to 5 people together. Let's get early notice now, and of course, yeah. Well, the best thing we can do is plan it as a proper event and fly in, and then work out when I can stream it, when you can stream it, and then we'll go to everyone at VATSIM and go, right, this is what we're planning to do. And then it means we can get the necessary support, so it means that you'll get really good coverage then. So it won't just be Birmingham that'll be really well covered. Hopefully, the other airfields that you're flying to and from will be covered as well as the en route control. So again, that will make your stream more interesting than anybody else who's actually streaming it that night. But that would be cool. That would be really good. Well, the thing is that I'll be interested to see what happens with when I get the footage, when I look at the footage in edit, and also when it goes up onto YouTube, whether it's any clearer, because all the footage on YouTube is 720, whereas now I can actually go up to 1080. Now the good news is, here's another piece of good news. I've been playing around with Release Action, and the good news is I can actually record games in 1080 as long as I use AVI. Now, as far as I'm aware, AVI is actually an uncompressed format, which for video is probably not a bad thing anyway, because when you render, I'm rendering in MP4 anyway, so it's going to go from uncompressed to compressed, so it's not like I'm compressing the video then compressing the video. So I reckon it will help with the quality. Because I certainly found that with audio, is that if you record in a WAV file and then change it, it's a better way of doing things. I think I've gone the wrong way because I'm distracted. Hang on. Turn around. So it means that after episode 3 of Farm Sim, all of a sudden you'll get a jump, and the quality will all of a sudden jump from 720p to 1080p. It also means that my live streams now will all be 1080, and that's what I'm looking to do. As long as people can watch it and it's okay. You will miss a precise parking bonus. Well, you know what? This is part of the reason I play this game, if you don't mind. I think you should get more XP actually when you do this. Okay, I think if I get the trailer over to the left for a start. Probably a bit too much actually. Yeah, there we go. At least I haven't got a blind reverse now. Favourite aircraft, right, okay. Now, probably one of the most complex jet aircraft you can fly, certainly civilian jet aircraft, and that would be Concorde. That is an awesome piece of kit. Love it. Absolutely love it. I'd love to get back to my senior captain's rank and fly it legit, because that is a superb. It's amazing to fly Concorde. It isn't like anything else. And actually, the simulation they did for 2004 was really good. I've got Concorde X. I haven't really played around with it, but I don't want it. The thing I don't want with the Concorde simulation is that I don't want it that it does everything for you. I actually want it that I've got loads of buttons and dials and all sorts of procedures to sort out. That's the kind of thing I do. It's a bit nuts in some ways, but yeah, that's what I prefer. 350 I haven't come across. I mean, at the moment I'm flying a lot of 319s, 321s, but it'd be nice to do some 737s actually, just for a change. This is backing in quite nicely, I think. Oh, come on, that's in. Turn green. Thank you. Yeah, Concorde's fantastic. Right, let's have a look at the outside. Not a bad piece of parking, I don't think. Okay, see how I've done. So there we go, I have an excellent on stream. That's rare. Well, that's incredibly rare. It really is.